Hey, good morning, YouTube. This is John with Space City EDC. And been carrying this Dual Force for a while, and I promised everybody I'd come back after carrying it for about a month and get my thoughts on it. It was, first off, I don't know if you know or not, or what I had to do, but I'm an aircraft mechanic by trade, so that kind of gives you an idea of what I do. I worked as a car mechanic, a diesel mechanic in my lifetime, and even as a boat mechanic in the military for a while when I was in the Coast Guard, and so I got a pretty good, a lot of experience as a mechanic and in the trades, and this is kind of where my thoughts are coming from on this tool. But this is the Gerber Dual Force. I did a review on it and unboxing, and I did some other videos on the use and stuff. So this is just kind of going over what I've come up with and what I've experienced with it. But like I said, initially, what I normally would carry on an everyday basis before the Dual Force would be the Surge, and I carry the dual bit kit, and then I would have the ratchet and the extension, and also a Gerber, or not a Gerber, excuse me, Leatherman Crunch. That was my everyday carry at work as a mechanic. So, it's quite a bit to carry. And the Surge is not light. The Surge is a bit of a heavier tool. So, putting these aside for right now, I decided to give this one a try. I also bought it because it was on sale. Now, this bit kit came with my Gerber center drive, so this was not part of the Dual Force when I bought it. This is a sheath that it came in, which I'm really not fond of these sheaths that come with these Gerber multi-tools. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but the horizontal carry is kind of sloppy, and I don't know. I'm just not a real big fan of the sheaths, but they're okay. I mean, they're not terrible. But for those of you who don't know, just a quick overview of the Gerber center drive or Gerber Dual Force. It has the bit driver, which is locking. It has a file / chisel right here. I got some dye on my hands from doing some AC work, so I'm not jaundiced, so I don't think I got something wrong with me. And here is a saw and kind of a main blade. And here's the main blade, okay, which is a nice main blade, long one. And then it's got these awesome pliers, slip joint pliers, which are great, okay. But it's a big tool. I mean, it's not small, but it's heavy of itself. It's about 12 inches. So I did some videos on actually using it, and here's my conclusion, basically, as a mechanic. It's a good tool. These pliers are awesome. If you're in the automotive trade or the diesel trade or any kind of mechanic or trade, like a plumber or anything where you use pliers a lot, these could be your best friend. To have it on your carry it on your belt I wouldn't carry this in my pocket, it's just too big, but carry it in your belt sheath and, use it to do like front end work, engine work, from a mechanic perspective, any kind of work, and have these handy whenever you need them is great. The Surge that I carried prior to is a great tool. It's got these, heavy duty needle nose pliers. I'm not going to go into all the aspects of the Surge. That's on a different video. I also did a review on this, but the things that the Surge has that the Dual Force doesn't, one of them is these scissors. And I really like the scissors, but you can get around that by carrying a small Victorinox or something. It won't give you this type of scissors or this heavy duty of scissors, but it does give you a nice pair of scissors. And there's one thing that this does not have. This does not have any interior tools. As you can see here, there's no interior tools. You have a couple extra bits here that fold out in case you need them. I can get them out, like right here and right here. And oh, by the way, these are plastic. These bit holders, even though they're magnetized, they're plastic. Do not use them for a hammer. I almost made that mistake when I first got it because the Surge, sometimes this ends up being your hammer if you need to tap on something. But don't use this as a hammer. They're plastic. They'll break. So when I first opened this up, I told everybody I'd try it for a month and see if this might replace the Surge. That's a hard question. I still don't know the answer to that one. As a mechanic, it really comes down to preference. I mean, this is a great tool, and I probably would carry it a lot. If I was doing automotive work or diesel work again, I probably would carry this over the Surge, simply because there's nothing. The Surge is great, man. I love the Surge, okay? These pliers are heavy duty, but they're needle nose, and these come in handy too. The wire cutters are awesome in it. The wire cutters on this one are in the back. I don't like that. Didn't like that. I mean, they work, they function, but they're just kind of awkward to use. These work much better, So, depending on what kind of work you're doing as a mechanic, or whatever trade you're in, if you need these kind of pliers, which as an auto mechanic or diesel mechanic, I can see these coming in real handy, especially on like front end work, engine work, anything where you turning and loosening lots of nuts and bolts. Your bit driver, this inline screwdriver is handy as hell, and that scraper on the end of the file, man, is just awesome. For scraping, whatever gaskets or if I can find it. Whenever I'm looking for something, I can never find it. Okay, there it is. But this scraper is great. Awesome. But the Surge has almost all of those tools also. So it would really come down to preference. The only difference was with the Surge, I carried the crunch because of these pliers. Having that pair of channel locks on me, or not channel locks, but vice grip type pliers. Always came in handy. But none of those, the Surge or the Crunch, have the ability and to get on the size nuts or bolts that these do, you know. And yeah, you could carry, of course, you can get a dedicated tool. That's what I'm going to hear some people say, which is true. But when you're working under a car, you're working somewhere, or you're on your back and you're under a vehicle or under a truck or wherever you're at, and you just need to grab a hold of a bolt or grab a hold of a nut and maybe hold one in while you tighten or loosen the other one, and you don't feel like getting up and climbing up and getting up and going back to your toolbox, just for like a quick fix. And having this available is a time saver, and they work great. So the answer to the question is still kind of unknown. I guess it's going to come down to your own personal preference and what you do for a living. Whether you work, I can see it working like for any tradesman, whether you're a ranch hand or whether you're, like I said, a mechanic like myself, or a plumber, or maybe not so much electricians, but anybody that works a lot with engines and machinery, a millwright or somebody that does that type of work, any kind of construction work where you're maybe putting stuff together. This might be your tool, man, because it works good. Will it replace my Surge? I don't know. I wish I could give the answer. I'm going to say at this point, probably not. Because I work as an aircraft mechanic, so my work's a little different. I do work with nuts and bolts and lines and fittings and things of that nature, but on the average basis, day-to-day type thing, it's not so that I don't have a ability to go get me a pair of pliers or pick these up maybe out of my backpack or my tool bag, So for me, probably not. It won't replace the Surge, But I'd love to hear everybody's comments if they use it, or if they got any questions on it. But that's just my view of this. Now, with that being said, put this all back together. These bit kits, they give you a lot. We got all kinds of bits in here, so you got that ability too. You got like 40 something bits with the bit kit. This one you can carry and make this bit kit however you want it, because you can use standard bits with this, whereas with the Surge you have to use the Leatherman proprietary bits, although you can find some bits that'll fit in to the end of your ratchet, Same thing with this. But so that's a plus for the Gerber. You don't have to have special bits. But with all that being said, in all honesty, for me, and from this going forward, the tool that will probably replace both of them on a day-to-day basis will be this, the my Leatherman Surge, which uses both of these and a bit kit. And right now, in the job that I'm doing right now in aviation, this is on a day-to-day basis pretty much all I need. for a multi-tool. So that's the answer to that question. For me, that's what this will do. I'm using the charge on a day-to-day basis. I was using the Surge, but now I've shifted to using the charge. So, but I need to give the Gerber to do. It's a great tool, man. The negatives on it was, you don't have some of the interior tools. There's no scissors. So that's something. But like I said, carrying a Victorinox, something like that, will take care of the scissors. On the plus side, you cannot beat the pliers, man. The pliers are awesome. They work great. The bit driver is great. I think it's one of the best of a multi-tool that's out there. Gerber did a good job with this. The file is great. I'm not going to say great. It's good. I think the Leatherman files are better and the Victorinox files are better, but it's good. It'll work. But to have the chisel, man, as a mechanic is awesome. So those are the positives about it. It's heavy, but it's no more heavier than any other large multi-tool. And I would recommend it. I think it's a good tool. I think that, depending on what you do, like I said, it could serve you well. So, go out and get you one. I was lucky. I got this on sale for $55. Gerber. You got to fold. You got to make sure it's closed to get it in the sheet. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you got any questions or comments, if you like the Gerber Dual Force, if you use the Gerber Dual Force, hey, put it in the comments. Let us know what what you think and what you do for a living and how you use it. That would be great. I always like to find out how people use their multi-tools and stuff. So that's mine. Little basically month review of the Gerber Dual Force. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I come out with these videos about once a week, time permitting. I'm not too busy. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great day, and please like and subscribe. And come back and see me on the next one. Take care.